Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I'm your host, Astro Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. And boy, do I have a magnificent guest this evening. Well, all my guests are magnificent as far as I'm concerned. And so this young lady is no exception. So, um, before I do that, let me just do this. Do this here. All righty. Okay, good. Um, one thing when you're doing this live and by yourself, it's so interesting. I don't have producers, anything. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's holiday time. It's almost near the end of the year. So I do want to thank the Live with Lloyd family. All of y'all are so supportive. And as they say, you know how to make a man feel good, or at least a host feel good. And I do appreciate it very much. But before I bring on my guest, though, I got to bring on the sponsors. Our first sponsors is Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimberly. She's a kind of a mind coach dealing with the subconscious mind. In fact, she is having on the 1st of April a vision board mastery class. I do urge all of you to be in attendance. Why? Well, at the beginning of the year, we always make our pledge that we're going to do this and we're going to do that. For some reason, about a week or two later, it just fades away. So make sure you sign up for this course. Then on the 11th, there will be King Simon. He's going to have a master class. It's interesting, all these master class. This is a master class. And this is a master class, okay? Then we got Jazz Aphrodite that's going to be having a master class. And she is one of our sponsors also. And she is also sponsoring these pendants too. So go to jazzaphrodite.com to sign up for her event on that's interesting. January the 11th is hers. And King Simon is also on January the 11th. So that must be a hot day. I need to see where the moon is in that day. Also, Reza Islam of his intellectual power supplements. When you click on the QR code, you will get a 10% discount. Of course, Nicholas Brooklyn. I was out there this Sunday, and boy, was it something else. So before I get started, you know how we do. I always do the cosmic forecast before I bring on my very distinguished guest. It is Wednesday. It is the 18th of 2024. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Leo. It's 11 universal month, a 3 universal. Oops, I made a mistake. It's a 5. I'm always doing something, see. Anyway, it's a 5 universal week, so don't pay that no mind. I stand corrected. But when I have my class, my first Power Series class in, let me see, where we at Lloyd Strayhorn. Because on January the 21st, I'm going to have my Power Series. And the first one is starting with the power of numerical cycles. I'm going to show you how I get these cycles, how I'm figuring out the personal years, personal weeks, personal months, or universal weeks, all that other stuff. Join me. And it's not just for you, but it's people around you, what your family's going through, what a mate is going through, a coworker, or people that you have interest in as well. So that's what I'll be doing. But anyway, these are all the sponsors that I have. Again, Jazz Aphrodite, Reza Islam, Nicholas Brooklyn, King Simon, and Miss Kimberly on Manifest on Purpose. I always call her Miss Kimberly. Anyway, please make sure you are in attendance to all of them. So without further ado, I'm going to call on a fellow Aquarian. Yes, we are partial today. Okay. And not only that, she is excellent. Now, first of all, she's an iridologist. Okay. Not only that, she's a holistic health coach. Okay. And she is a numerologist. So I think we're going to be doing some birthdays together too. So it's going to be a fun evening. So without further ado, Vanni, how you doing, lady?
I'm doing well. How are you, Lloyd? Hi, Life with Lloyd family.
It's good to have you. Vanni, I tell you, I'm partial to all my guests, and obviously, you know our exception. You are an iridologist. Well, first of all, you're a great mom. You're a great human being. You're an amazing woman. So I'm going to get all that out the way. What is the difference between isn't ophthalmology and iridology dealing with the eyes? And if so, what is similar and what's different, if that makes sense? And
Yes.
you take the path you took versus the path that most people go to.
Yes. So with iridology, we are looking at the iris and the pupil of the eyes, and we're looking for distinct markings and maybe discolorations of the eyes to determine one's constitution. And
Mhm.
with ophthalmology, you're looking at the iris, you're looking at the pupil, but you're also utilizing a microscope to look inside of the pupil to see what's going on inside the eye and perhaps what else is going inside the body as well.
Why did you choose the route you took to look at the eyes? What intrigued you about that part of it as an iridologist?
Well, this lifestyle of becoming an iridologist actually started in 2020 during the height of the pandemic. I recall seeing an iridologist on Instagram talking about congestive heart failure. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, hey, this is cool. This reminds me of reflexology or tongue analysis inside the traditional Chinese medicine practice.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think anything of it. But 2020 was the same year that my father got sick. And when I went to go visit him, because he was actually admitted into the emergency room, he had those same distinct markings and discolorations as what I saw on Instagram. So that's what initially sparked my interest.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It shows you what you can learn on YouTube. Okay.
Right.
They said anything you want to learn now, you want to learn how to read, go to YouTube. You want to learn how to write, go to YouTube. Whatever it is your interest is, YouTube is the go-to channel for everything you need to know. But that's amazing. And so you're saying that from that YouTube short you just saw, it matched the description of your father's eyes?
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
And so from there, you then went into iridology?
Not exactly right away, but when I saw those distinct markings, I was like, oh well, my dad, he's always, fit. He's had optimal health. So whatever's going on with him, he'll get over it. But unfortunately, about 4 months after that, he did pass away, and I did go through a brief grief and emotions. So that actually took me
Understandable. Understandable.
right, right. So it took me a year later to get into iridology.
You know, the body has, it appears, all kinds of ways and signs to tell you in advance if you understand. Although there's the traditional so-called Western medicine, a lot of people are more interested in other modalities such as Chinese medicines and other forms of looking at the body. So, for example, like I've seen an image of the body of the foot where it had the intestines, the heart, the liver, the lungs, all of that stuff. Even the hands can tell a lot that I'm going to be doing in April. I'm going to do a palmistry session in April talking about the health and things of that nature. So it's just interesting that there are ways to do things. So what do you find satisfactory about iridology then? And did it take you long? Did you have to get a study? Did you have to get a certification or whatever the case is?
Yes, I did. What I find satisfactory about iridology is it's a non-invasive way to read your body just by simply looking at your eyes. You don't have to get blood drawn out. You don't have to get pricked by a needle. It's completely non-invasive. And what I did a year after my father's passing, I actually signed up to American College of Healthcare Sciences, where they had
Um,
iridologists teaching iridology. And that's how I got my certificate from ACHS.
well, I would get your autograph, but you're a little far away from me. But anyway, I think that's nice, Bonnie. I
Thank
think
you.
that's nice. I think that's nice. And you are a holistic health coach.
Mhm.
Explain that, please.
So, with holistic health coaches, we take the client's mind, body, and spirit into play whenever we're dealing with health modalities such as iridology, herbalism, and even numerology. So we make sure that the person, they are mentally, emotionally stable, they're physically fit, they are good internally as well as externally.
Uh-huh. Okay. And getting back to iridology versus ophthalmology, I know when you go to an ophthalmologist, they want to put drops in your eyes. They want you to read a chart to see, I guess, your vision, whether it's 20/20 or whatever. And then they put this little light that they put in your pupil. It's like a pressure. I can never keep my eyes straight. I be blinking, man. I don't want nothing touching my eyes. I guess that's a natural reflex.
Right.
Um, and you don't do any of that.
I do not. We may shine a small flashlight in your eye, but that's just to see the distinct markings. And even if we shine a light, it's only less than 5 seconds.
Okay, see, all this is new to me, so I've got to ask questions. Okay, so
Absolutely.
what do you look for? What's the first thing you look for when you look into a person's eyes? So let's say you staring at your boyfriend's eyes. Now, does he does he know you're staring at his eyes for health reasons, or are you staring in with longing? Okay, which is none of my business. I'm just curious. Okay.
Right, right. He will know once I'm like really like in front of his face. He will know that I'm studying him for health reasons. But when I'm reviewing someone's iris, I'm looking for certain shapes, I'm looking for certain colors. I'm checking to see if these certain shapes and certain colors are of a genetic nature or if it's something that occurred along your health journey.
Actually, what you're saying to me is the body gives off all signs, including the eyes, not just the heart or blood pressure or kidneys or liver or whatever, but the eyes even more so because the eyes are supposed to be the window to the soul, whoever made that quote. Um, so I just think it's now when they say the eyes are dilated, what does that mean?
By dilation, that basically means that's your flight or fight response. So if it remains dilated, then you may be in a stress mode. If it does not go back to its normal self, then we have to look at what's stressing you out. Is it something you're eating? Is it your work, etc.?
Is it true that if I'm looking at a person that I really, really like, that I'm really interested in, is it true the eyes dilate also?
Yes, it can.
Isn't
Absolutely.
it interesting? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing my little research before you got on the show. That's all.
Right.
Okay. Um, is there something that people can do at home when they get up in the morning and they go into the bathroom? Can they look at themselves and get closer to the mirror and look at their eyes and kind of tell whether they are like normal or I'm being very simplistic because I really don't know. But is there a way where they says, you know what, my eyes are looking peaky, as my mother used to say, and therefore they should go to a hospital, a doctor, or get their eyes examined? And if so, should they go to an iridologist or should they go to an ophthalmologist? Which should they go to first?
Well, if they definitely want a non-invasive way to check to see what's going on with their body, I would highly suggest an iridologist first,
Makes sense. Makes
because
sense.
we will definitely combine iridology with another modality. In my case, I combine it with herbology. And if there is something going on, we can prescribe some herbs to help you, with that support.
Can you give us an example that you may have had from your experience?
Mhm.
You looked at somebody and what did you prescribe? You don't have to give their name and all that stuff, but can you give us an example?
Oh, sure, sure. So in most dark brown eyes, we tend to see a lot of anemia. So in those cases, I will look at their eye and tell them, okay, did you have anemia or did your family have anemia? Is it genetic? Or I'll probe them just to see if they have it or not. But if they do, then I can recommend herbs such as dandelion root, burdock root, sarsaparilla root.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Is there a difference of eyes of different ethnicities? Asians, Caucasians, Latinos, African Americans? Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. So, in the iridology world, we look at the color of the eyes, not necessarily the race. So, for
Huh.
example, someone who has blue eyes, they tend to have lymphatic system issues. So, that would appear mostly on their skin, like rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, so forth. For someone with brown eyes, we have anemia issues, or they may be dealing with digestive system issues.
You know, this is a lot of fun. I like this. This is showing you how you there's so many things we take for granted,
Mhm.
you know?
Right.
And yet they organically seem to be all kinds of signs that help a person help themselves, if that makes sense.
Yes, the body continually communicates with us. We just need to know how to understand it.
Question.
Mhm.
Uh Shanella Scott. I have a feeling she's related to you.
Yes, that's my sister. Hey, Nellie.
Oh. And I don't know why I said that. It's like you're the only Scott on the planet, but that was just a sense I have. Well, what should people do on a regular basis to take care of their eyes? Should they get irrigations, eye drops? There's a they used to have a thing where it was like a little bowl and you put like a kind of like a solution in it and you put over your eye to rinse your eyes and stuff. Do they still do things like that?
Yes, that's an option as well. But some probably the most important one is to limit your screen time. So limit your screen time from the TVs, the phones, the laptops, and also incorporate eye yoga. Eye yoga is a thing. There is a such thing as exercising your eyes.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay. Can you explain eye yoga? Can we all do eye yoga while we got you here?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay,
So
this is Shanice Scott. Is she related to you too?
that's my other sister. Hey, Nisi.
I'm just checking. I don't know your family like that. I'm just checking.
Right,
Say, what's all these Scots coming up all of a sudden? All
right.
right. All right. Now, I got distracted. So, what about the exercise? Now, they said that computers and TVs and phones emanate blue light. What are they talking about when they say blue light? What do they mean? Is it blue in the sense that we think of the color blue?
No, so when you think about the rainbow and it gives off this all these different colors, the blue light is actually the same light that not only keeps you awake, but it also affects the way you see things. So,
That's
for example,
interesting.
yep, for example, the light that I have right now, I can't change it, but it's actually artificial light that's not helping my eyes. Instead, we should opt for internal lights such as full spectrum lights. And you have to look for the title called full spectrum. Full spectrum is mimicking the natural sunlight.
Where do people buy this full spectrum? I never heard of it until now.
Yeah, it can be found at Target. You probably can find it on Amazon, but I'll give you a heads up. These light bulbs, they can range anywhere from 15 up to $40. So, just
Whoa,
here to
no
pay a pretty
kidding.
penny.
And so what's the name of this light again?
It's called full spectrum light bulbs.
Fools. And so you said it imitates the sun?
Yes,
Well, I have nothing but artificial lights up in this place. So I need to go get some full spectrum light bulbs then, okay?
yes, yes. And one thing about shopping about these full spectrum light bulbs, pay attention to the Kelvin measurement. So, for example, if the full spectrum light bulb says 6,000 Kelvin, you have to be careful not to put that in your bedroom because you turn that light on, it's like you're outside. So make sure you get a lower Kelvin measurement for your bedroom.
This is like regular bulbs, 60 watts, 40 watts, 100 watts. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Yep.
So Kelvin, who is he?
Kelvin is just a measurement of light. It tells you if it's a dim light or a bright light.
So based upon that, you're saying that you get various ranges of Kelvin, but you don't put the 6,000. I think that was the number you came up with.
Yes.
You
6,000
don't.
is one of the brightest.
Okay, and the lowest would be what in Kelvin?
It would be 2,000, I believe.
So what would you recommend in the household in general for the family, therefore?
In general, somewhere between 2,000 and 5,400 Kelvin.
Okay. But anything like that in your bedroom, you ain't going to sleep. That's what you're saying.
Right, exactly.
Wow, I gotta go get some Kelvin bulbs. That's interesting.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that. See, this is why I have you on the Live with Lloyd family. So the family can be better educated as to how to better take care of themselves. Okay. Um, this is interesting. Empress Rel says her dad's transition prompted her to stand in her power. That's interesting. That's interesting how things happen, which was probably the last thing on your mind going into iridology.
Yes, definitely.
And it's so amazing that you should see a short on one of these platforms that match your dad when he was in the hospital.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think that's interesting. And Queen Bee, our favorite lady on the whole wide world, says condolences to you and the sisters in the audience for the passing of your dad. Yeah, my granddaughter told me that. I said, "What you doing, girl?" Okay. Anyway. So is there an exercise? You know, they says that sometimes you should roll your eyes. Roll them going from side to side, top to bottom. What would you recommend that people can do with their eyes until they
Yep.
get those Kelvin bulbs?
You are right on the money, Lloyd. So if everyone can join me in these eye yoga exercises, we're going to do mini sessions because a lot of the times these eye yoga exercises, you need to do it at least 20 times. So I'm just going to condense it to at least 4 times.
Oh, so you're gonna give us a demonstration right now?
Yes, I am.
All right, hold up. I gotta put everything on you so they
Got
can
it.
look in your eyes and see what's going on. Okay, you got it.
Okay. So first we're going to start with moving our eyes from left to right. And we're going to do that when we move to the left, we're going to inhale. And then when we move to the right, we're going to exhale. So
Now you don't move your head to the left, you just move your eyes.
that is correct. And you move your eyes as far as you can so you can stretch your eyes.
While breathing in at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
And
starting with our right side, we're going to breathe in.
so you start with the right eye, you look to the right first and
Mm-hmm.
not the left.
That is
Okay.
correct.
All right. So I'm gonna follow you. Okay, go.
Oh, this is your right. So move to the right, breathe in, hold, and then exhale, going to the left. Then breathe in, and then look to the right. Hold, exhale, going back to the left. Again, breathe in, going to the right. Then exhale, going to the left. So that's the first exercise.
Okay, that's great. Seems like that would improve your vision too.
Yes, yes. Now for the second one, we're going to do up and down. So when we go up, we inhale, and then when we go down, we exhale. So starting looking up, breathe in, hold, exhale, look down. And you can look down as far as you can. And then breathe in, look up, stretch those eyes, hold, exhale, look down. Again, breathe in, look up, hold, exhale, look down. So that's the second exercise. And now the next exercise we usually do for 20 seconds, but I'm going to condense it to 10 seconds for this live. So what
Okay.
we're going to do, we're going to blink real fast until we reach the count of 10. And then we're going to close our eyes, breathe in, breathe out, and then repeat. So on a count of 3, we will start blinking fast to the count of 10.
Okay,
So,
I'm ready.
all right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can actually close your eyes. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. And then we'll repeat one more time. On a count of 3, we'll blink fast until the count of 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe in. Hold. And exhale. All right.
That is so cool. That blinking part was something else, though. And you
Yes.
told me you're supposed to do that for 20, the
20
count of
seconds.
20?
Yep. Up to the count of 20. That's right.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this, my experience. Everybody's different in the room, in the family.
Mm-hmm.
When I look up and down, that was the easiest for me. When I raised my eyes to the top and breathe in, that felt very organic for me.
Mm-hmm.
To the right and to the left, I would have to train that. And
Right.
for this blinking, that was interesting. So of the 3, that was the easiest for me. Now I say that because I'm sure there's somebody in the Live with Lloyd family that found going left to right was easier, blinking the eyes was easier, or whatever the case is. So I guess that's an individual call. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that very much. Okay. Hold on. Let me get back. Whoops. There we go. All righty. Now, with the holistic health coach, so we did something with the iridology. So with the holistic health coaches, there's something that our viewers can do in terms of stretching or exercise, because we're getting into the holidays and everybody's going to be overfeeding themselves and things of that nature. What say you?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like eye yoga, we have some yoga exercises that we can incorporate. So it's a lot of breath work techniques. So we can do the 4-7-8 technique if I can show you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, hold up. What are you going to show us again now?
It's called the 4-7-8 breath work. So this is just something going into the holidays. If you're stressed out, this can help manage your stress.
Okay, we're going to put the emphasis on you again. Go right ahead.
All right. So we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8. And you can keep your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed, either or. So starting with inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, release, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and then repeat by inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How many reps do you do?
Do 5 reps.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a question from Miss West, Sean West. Actually, she's going to be our guest on this coming Monday. She is a numerologist herself. Full spectrum light, is that the same as a therapy light?
Yes, you can use that in light therapy. Light therapy is actually recommended for those who have seasonal affective disorder. And this
Who?
is the perfect seasonal affective disorder.
Okay, what does that mean?
So, people who have, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
people who have, whenever the seasons change,
Mm-hmm.
the people who have depression, and that depression, it can progress into something worse. They probably feel suicidal because the trees, they're not their full green nature,
Mm-hmm.
and then the sunlight, there's more darkness than light. So that's what seasonal affective disorder is.
Interesting. There's
Mhm.
always something to learn again. Now, I need to write down the name of that bulb. What is it? Global bulb? What's the name of it again?
No, Shawan, she spelled it right. It is the full spectrum light.
Full spectrum light. And you said you can get that at a Target, Walmart, or whatever the case is,
Yep,
but you're going to have to pay more than just for the 50 watt,
yep.
60 watt, 100 watt
It's
bulbs.
a pretty penny. Yep.
How long have these bulbs been in existence?
Oh, it's been in existence for a while, and if I'm not mistaken, they even have the garden versions. Like if you have indoor gardens, they have full spectrum lights for indoor gardens as well.
Is it there out in the sunlight?
Correct.
Okay, and the measurement is calcium. Is that
Oh, sorry,
Kelvin?
Kelvin.
I'm going to spell it Kelvin for some reason.
Yep, that's correct. Yep.
It is?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that's 2,500 to 3,500 or something.
5,400. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try it,
Yes.
seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Even Taylor B says she got to look into those bulbs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's very, very interesting. It's so interesting. Oh, and even Latifa says, what were those bulbs? Latifa, I'm here to tell you it is a full spectrum light
Mm-hmm.
bulb, and you get the Kelvin range from 25 Kelvin to 54 Kelvin. Would that be correct,
That
Miss
is
Scott?
correct.
All right,
Yep.
good. All right. Boy, we learned something. Now, I think we're gonna let me see. Tiffany says full light scale. I studied this during my production makeup certification. That's
Nice.
interesting.
Nice. Uh-huh.
See, there's always something to learn. That's nice. That's
Correct.
very, very nice. And why when makeup production certification, that gives it a different kind of light. So for example, I have a ring light over me, right?
Uh-huh.
If it was in a Kelvin light, would it shine differently, so to speak? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yep. It sure would. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Would it give the impression I'm more out of doors in my house?
That it has that effect depending on that Kelvin measurement. Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna go get one tonight, but I'm definitely gonna look into this. Okay, I'm gonna
Right.
tell you right now. Tell you right now. This is good. Gigi says, thank you so much. This was awesome. Oh, and LNW says full spectrum incandescent bulbs are the best, but the US government hasn't stopped companies from manufacturing them at 60 watts. So try to find them any way you can. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what she's saying when she says that, Bonnie?
Yeah, yeah. So Target, they do sell those, but probably your best bet will be on Amazon to find those 60-watt bulbs. And again, find them anywhere you can, but you're going to pay a pretty penny for it.
But it would, if it's for the eyes and for your well-being, seem like it would be worth it. No.
Yep, it's very well worth it, and it just seems like whenever something is good for us, they find ways to hide it or get rid of it. So
Or
definitely
overcharge
best.
you. But this is America. This is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
Um, Now Tiffany says, "What is the best light to do eye yoga?"
To do eye yoga, I would definitely recommend those those Kelvin measurement bulbs, the full spectrum bulbs. But if not, then you can always do this outside in natural sunlight.
Interesting. Okay, but this would be good on cloudy days, though, right?
Yes.
Like today here in New York City, it was like overcast. Well, the sun was out early, but today it's overcast. But I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. Um, Taylor B said the blinking was for her as well as Miss Kimberly said the blinking. I enjoyed the blinking too.
Right.
Okay. That was like blink, 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 blink.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting. 63 people in the chat. Now don't get my moderator upset. If there's 63 of y'all in there, all y'all push like, please. Sylvia D says that was relaxing. Blinking was fun. Up and down was hard. See, now for me, that was easy. See, for her, it was hard. Now, for somebody going left to right was easy, you know. And she
Mhm.
said without moving her head, because the tendency is you want to look up where you're going too, you know.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, Stephen E says he does the 4-7-8 break work in meditation.
Yes.
You know what he's talking about?
Yep.
What is
That's
that he's talking about?
that's the same breath work that we just did a few minutes ago. So you inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then release it for 8 seconds.
He learned that from Dr. Iyanla Van Zant. He
Oh,
said,
okay. Awesome.
"Yeah, that's interesting. This is so interesting." And Latifa says, "That's cool. I agree. I
Mhm.
agree." And Oracle, one of my favorite ladies, also, she said, "Love, peace, and light." To the moderator and dynamic host, thanks, Oracle, for that. Um, Rochelle says, "How is everyone?" This is interesting. Now, let us deal with you said about numerology and health. Now, we are not doctors. You know how you gotta like disown yourself. Okay, this is not a medical program, so at least people can see you after the show. Okay, because they will take us off the show. These guidelines is, for freedom, for the First Amendment of free speech, it's not as free as it used to be because
Right.
you're not free to disagree. You're not free to do this. That's my opinion only. But for something that's free, seem like you should mention a word or phrase or whatever. And as long as we don't say, well, we're going to pick up the gun, we're going to blow the world, the kingdom come. Okay.
Right.
Which would then say, okay, we need to take a look at them. But to say about your health, health is done all kind of ways through Chinese medicine, through African medicine, through Asian medicine. I mean, there's no law other
Mhm.
than Western medicine. That's like saying that's the only way to go.
Right.
There's naturopath, homeopath, whatever the case is, holistic in your case. But we got a person here where where is she? She said she was born on the 16th, right here.
Okay.
This is Goddess Veya. She says she's born June the 16th, 71. She says she sees a lot of sixes and sevens, but she's a four.
Hmm.
Now, the reason why she said she's a four is because I can tell right quick, she did the month, the day, and the year she's born. And that means she has a four destiny. So, do you think you can explain to her as best you can?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So looking at your date of birth, the number 7, from a health perspective, I would say that you may have the tendency to worry a lot based on, you make your imagination run wild. and it can lead to stress. You may also have integumentary system issues, such as things going on with your skin. You may also have minor digestive system issues. So, for the months of January, April, and August, I will say pay attention to your health and also pay attention to those birthdays that add up to a seven. So, if you're born in 1971, so I would say 34, 43, 52, 61, age 70, you have to pay attention to those days of birth. Yeah.
All right. I like that, Bonnie. I like that very much. Okay, good. Okay, let's get some more birthdays in the house. Oh, Shay Shay says agreed. Blinking without moving my head was kind of hard for me too. See, everybody got their own. Mine was going from left to right, up and down, blinking, piece of
Uh-huh.
cake. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. This person here, um, thanks so much, DMB, uh, for the donation. Much appreciated. She is born August the 29th of 66. Any insight would be appreciated. You go first, and then I'll follow up.
Okay, sure. So, being that you are born on the 29th, that adds up to an 11, and then we reduce it down to a 2. So, being a number 2 person, you may have issues with your digestive system and you may have issues with your reproductive system. So, anything from gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, um, irritable bowel disease, such as Crohn's, colitis, things of that nature, or your reproductive system, which consists of your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, your uterus, you would have to be careful in those areas. So I would say in the months of January, April, and November, you would have to pay attention to your health and also pay attention to those birthdays that add up to a 2. So 38th birthday, your 47th birthday, your 56th birthday, your 65th birthday, and so forth.
Bonnie, that is so cool. And you know what's interesting? Because two rules of digestive tract and the sign of Virgo rules digestive orders too. So when you couple it with that, which is the same day as Michael Jackson that we had talked about last Wednesday, a week ago, with Queen Bee on, that I would say very, very finicky and particular about that. And the way I describe it, see, you were chrome and fallopian tubes and all that. I says, well, as she would describe it to me as a guy, female problems, and leave it at that. That's how she would describe it. But just as she would be particular about her eating habits and dietary laws, she's probably particular about everything she does, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in the home. And I noticed one thing: she's a 2, which governs water. And I jokingly says that if I came to visit, if I was in town and say, "Girl, I'm in the neighborhood, I want to stop by," she'll make sure that the bathroom and the kitchen are tight because those are the 2 areas of the house that has water. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that. So anyway, your number, what are her numbers, by the way? You know what her numbers are?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, her numbers are the 2, 7, and 5, and Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays are her best days.
Awesome.
Okay. See, we're a team. That's how we do it.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. So now we got T Danya. They are April 8th. What say you about this person?
I will say, based on your birth date being a number 8, you would need to take care of your excretory system. Your excretory system consists of removing waste products via sweating and urination. So, your kidneys, your ureters, your bladder, your urethra, your liver, so forth. Take care with those areas. And especially in the months of February, June, August, and September, you will have to take care of your health. And also birthdays adding up to an 8. So the 26th birthday, your uh, 35th birthday, your 44th birthday, your 53rd birthday, and so forth.
Bonnie, you are so cool. Seriously. Real talk. This is nice. Now, what about Tiffany? She's born on the 18th day like you.
Oh, okay. All right. So for my number nines, uh, being born on the 18th, we reduce your number down to a number 9. So number 9s, they tend to have either fevers, or they may be prone to accidents. So please take care, don't rush. And when it comes to the months that you have to pay attention to your health, that will be in the months of January, May, July, and October. And pay attention to birthdays that add up to a nine. So your 27th birthday, your 36th birthday, your 45th birthday, 54th, and etc.
Okay, and Goddess that you just read earlier says, thank you, all praises to the both of us. Yay.
Thank you.
I say.
Okay.
Okay, exploring life's journey with Max. They are born March the 23rd of 63.
Okay, so for our number fives, they may be dealing with some form of twitching in the face, some form of paralysis. They may be dealing with nervous system issues. For example, you're stressed out, you may have brain fog or insomnia, amnesia, things of that nature. So during the months of January, March, and December, you have to pay attention to your health and also pay attention to birthdays that add up to a five. So, for example, your 23rd birthday, your 32nd birthday, your 41st birthday, your 50th birthday, your 59th birthday, etc.
This is very impressive, Vanni.
Mm-hmm.
Vanni, this is very impressive. Yes, Taylor B. DMB born on Michael Jackson's birthday. Yeah, that is exactly right. Okay, this is another person. Hold on, is this the same person?
No, it's a
No,
different
but they're
person.
born on the 23rd, but in a different sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this Scorpio 5 person, what about them?
So, also born on the 5th, you have to be careful with your nervous system. You have to be careful with your respiratory system. So, your respiratory system that deals with your nose, your pharynx, your larynx, and down to your lungs. So, if you have issues dealing with your nose, throat, sinus, bronchitis, asthma, for example, pay attention to your lungs and make sure during the months of January, March, December, you're paying attention to your health. And like our previous person, we have to make sure that your 23rd birthday, your 32nd birthday, your and so forth, that you're paying attention to those dates as well.
Okay, now Shay Shay says, does do hers. Okay.
Yes, this
They
is
don't
my
want to be
sister,
left.
by the way.
Oh, this is just sister.
Yes, yes. So again, looking at
Please do your
your
sister, okay?
uh, looking at your excretory system. So your urethra, your bladder, your kidneys, your ureters, your liver, all these areas you have to pay attention to. And just for any eight, I would recommend whenever you go to the doctor, always get a second opinion because you want to make sure that when you go to the doctor for a diagnosis, you're not being misdiagnosed and being prescribed a medication. So please get a second opinion. So dates of birth, excuse me, days that you have to pay attention to are the 26th birthdays, your 35th birthday, your 44th birthday, and so forth.
Okay, that's good. First of all, DMB says thank you so much. And we thank you too for the donation too. And I hope she had everything just, I mean, not that you want to have all those things that my guest described, but if you have some or part of them or whatever the case is. But I would say primarily we're saying she would be more affected by the lower part of the body than the middle or the upper part of the body, would you say?
Correct. That is
Yeah.
correct. Mhm.
Okay. So this is LNW. They are July the 6th. What say you about them?
For the six, I would say take care of your cardiovascular system. Your cardiovascular system consists of the heart, the blood vessels. Symptoms can manifest such as heart arrhythmia, heart palpitation, poor blood circulation. You may have respiratory system issues, the nose, the throat, the sinus, asthma, bronchitis. Um, since you're a female, you may have issues in the breast area. So please pay attention to the months of January, February, August, and April. and any of those birthdays adding up to a 6. So we have the 33rd birthday, the 42nd birthday, the 51st birthday, and so forth.
Excellent. What about Goldie Lee? She's born July 18th of 88. She's got all those 8s in her birthday
Yeah,
and 1s.
yeah. So
Okay.
as an 18, you're reduced down to a 9. And the 9s, please be careful. Take your time traveling, take your time doing things because you can be prone to accidents. And just take your time when you're doing anything. But also, just make sure you pay attention to your body. If you're having a fever, take care of that fever. And pay attention to the months of January, May, July, and October.
Excellent. I have another one. I think this is a relative, if memory serves me correct.
Yes, yes. That is also my
Listen,
sister.
anytime family wants to get into the act, that says something, okay?
Yes,
Say it ain't like
yes,
I've been doing all that's
yes.
just okay. The fact that they want to call to get their dibs in, you got to
Right.
read your sister correct. Go right ahead.
Okay, okay. So for my number threes, you may be dealing with nervous system issues. The nervous system, it deals with the brain, the spinal cord, the five senses: seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. You may be dealing with foot problems, kidney problems, skin issues like acne, psoriasis, eczema, so forth. So, in the months of February, June, August, and September, you have to pay attention to your those time frames, and also pay attention to birthdays that add up to a number 3. So your 21st birthday, your 30th birthday, so forth.
You're pretty good at this. Fine. I
Mhm.
like this. Now, what about Brother DS here? November the 6th, a Scorpio.
Okay. Shout out to the Scorpios. Okay, so with the number 6 folks, we're dealing with the respiratory system issue, again, with the nose, throat, sinus, asthma, bronchitis, things of that nature. Probably dealing with cardiovascular issues like poor blood circulations, heart palpitations, heart arrhythmia. So during the months of January, February, April, August, you have to pay attention to your health and pay attention to birthdays adding up to a 6. So we're talking about the 33rd birthday, the 42nd birthday, the 51st birthday, and so forth.
Okay. And by the way, if you notice, all those birthdays add up to a 6, such as 24, 33, 42, 51, 60, 69, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what about Ayana, who is November 2nd, water sign with a water number?
Nice. So, Miss Ayana, pay attention to any digestive issue concerns that you may have, and possibly some reproductive issues that you may have. During the months of, for number 2, during the months of January, April, and November, you have to pay attention. And then also pay attention to those birthdays that add up to a 2. So your 29th birthday, your 38th birthday, your 47th birthday, etc.
Okay. Now, this gentleman here says, greeting. He's Mark Matthews, born August the 12th. He says, any insight will be grateful. He started having seizures in 2015, the year of the 8th, and he was not born epileptic.
Okay, okay.
But I understand some of that, numerically speaking, but go right ahead. What
Right,
say
right.
you?
Mark,
And he
I hope you're
says, an
doing
amazing
well.
show, by the way. It is.
Thank you,
This
Mark.
is an amazing show.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. So he's born August 12th, a fire sign with a fire number.
Okay. Having that said, I will say pay attention to your nervous system. Avoid being overworked because you can get stressed out. And make sure you're paying attention to any foot issues, kidney issues, any issues with your skin. And also during the months of February, June, August, September, pay attention to your health during those months and any of those birthdays that are adding up to a 3. So 21st birthday, the 30th birthday, 39th, 48th, 57th, so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is good. Hold on, before we take any other persons, by the way, let us find out how people can get in touch with you. Now we got to put you on blast, as they say. A second. Hold on one second. Let's get the comments off a second. And I want to put up your banner. Okay. Who we are, Vanni Scott?
Okay.
Vanni Scott, iridologist, holistic health coach, numerologist. Her site is Vanni. How would you say it? Vanni Atom?
Vanni at Om. Om is actually a play on the word Om.
Om,
That's
yeah,
it.
the way you chant the word Om,
That's right.
Om.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. Vanni at Om.
That's
Okay.
right.
Listen, I'm doing the best I can. Okay. Her email is askvanni at om.com, and to text her. Now, don't be stalking her, sister. Y'all text. That's what she said. Don't be calling her. She said text her. Okay. There's a difference. 240-331-8945. Okay. 240-331-8945. And she has a IG organic at Holistic Methods, and her Cash App, please. She is like most people. They step out on faith in doing this. So please support her by um, $ Vanni Om, VANNIOHM, Om, the sound of Om with chanting in temples and things like that. So this is it. But by the way, I'm going to take this off because I want to show people. So for you to get an idea, this is her website. And these are some of the services. You want to explain some of your services, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I provide iridology consultations. So if you're interested in learning about the markings in your eye, you can definitely book a consultation with me. I've also have herbal support. I have 2 herbal blends on the website, and also the numerology consultation. If you're interested, you can also book online. And for everybody watching this live, you will get 25% off with code LWL18.
Wow. Okay. Hold up now. So if you all want to get a discount, what is that again?
The discount code is LWL18,
Okay.
and that goes from today all the way through December 31st.
Okay. And these are some of her other services that she provides. You want to speak on these, please?
Oh, sure,
And you
sure.
give a free 15-minute phone consultation too?
Yeah, so the good fit phone call is to basically determine if an iridology consultation is right for you.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
And the
And then
iridology consultation, you can do that over the Zoom, stuff like that?
that is correct. So all of my consultations, except for the health numerology consultation, is done via Zoom, and then the actual health numerology consultation is done via phone.
Okay. And then you got a iridology consultation for two persons, such as a couple. And
Uh-huh.
then you also do a follow-up. Now, now this is interesting. And by the way, a numerology health consultation and a health numerology consultation. So you've got for two people. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Um, let me do this second. How often should one follow up with an iridology consultation? They see you. Do they come back in 2 weeks, a month, 3 months? Or it all depends on the severity of what you examine in the eyes, if that makes sense.
That is correct. It depends on the severity because in the iridology world, we have 4 stages of disease. And
Really?
yeah, depending on where you are in that stage, it's possible that you're going through what they call the point of healing crisis or a healing crisis. So it's a checkup to make sure that you don't stop what you're doing and you're continuing to heal your body.
Can you explain all 4 stages, please, right quick?
Yeah,
Just so people
absolutely.
can. Yeah. Stage
So
one.
stage 1 is the acute stage. The acute stage is shortest in duration. So you're dealing with inflammation, redness, uh, probably sensitivities. You're probably dealing with headaches and fevers, that's stage 1, and it shouldn't last a long time.
Okay, stage 2.
Stage 2, this is where the acute symptoms progress to a chronic condition. So, for example, if you have a cold and you think that you're over the cold, but you're really not, that can be a sign. Even though a lot of people don't know that's a subacute stage, that will be a sign that you're progressing to something worse like pneumonia.
Wow, no kidding.
Mhm.
Now, stage 3.
Stage 3 is the chronic stage. In the chronic stage, you're going to see a decrease in pain, a decrease in sensitivity, and you probably think that everything's okay, but now it just got full blown worse.
Does glaucoma and stuff like that or loss of vision come in, or is that stage 4?
If it reaches a point where it's cancer, then we're at stage 4. And
Oh,
that's where you
ho,
need
ho.
the more potent drugs like chemotherapy.
You says that people can get cancer of their vision? Really?
Not in their vision, but just in general based on the iris reading.
Wow, that's deep.
Mhm.
That's deep. That's deep. Let me see if we could get any more people on here, especially. Let me see. Um, so don't forget, take advantage of the discount, please. LWL18, the discount code. Okay. And I thank my moderator, Empress Rel. She's the best. So she's put all the information here where y'all can all see it. So text her. Don't call the sister. She's busy. Text her. That's why she says text. I know some of you brothers, I know how we roll, okay? They're going to text the sister. At least do that first, okay? Then see if I can call you later. All right. Do that. All right. So Taylor B, she's very impressed. This is good. Now this is Terrence. We will take one or two more. Terrence, 28, an Aquarius sun and the moon in Cancer rising. What say you about him?
So for a 28 person, that reduces down to a number 1. So we have to be careful with your cardiovascular system. So symptoms can manifest as uh, blood issues, blood circulation issues, heart arrhythmia, heart palpitation. You're probably dealing with respiratory system issues. So again, with the nose and the lungs, got to be careful with that as well. So in the months of January, May, December, you have to be careful with your health and any of those birthdays adding up to a 1. So the 28, 37, 46, 55th, 64th birthday, and so forth.
Okay, listen, can we do about 3 more readings? I know we're
Yeah,
a little over the hour, if you don't mind.
absolutely.
One of them is I saw right here, Rara. She says, oh, and I think there was one other person up, somebody that gave a small donation. I want to acknowledge her. So let's start with
Okay.
Rara, February 15th. So what say you about her?
So with rah-rah, you have to be careful of your cardiovascular system and also your respiratory system. So anything dealing with your blood, anything dealing with your heart, anything dealing with your nose, throat, lungs, you have to be careful. So in the months of January, February, April, August, you have to be careful as well. And any of those birthdays adding up to a 6. So the 33rd birthday, the 42nd birthday, the 51st birthday, and so forth.
Excellent. You need to write a book. Anyway, Ascension, she donated a donation. I don't know where it is, but in it, she didn't have the birthday, but I found one where she got her birthday. And she'd love to know what's up with her. She is May 22nd. So what say you about her?
All right, Master 22. Looking at the 22, we reduce that down to a number 4. So for our number 4s, just like the number 8, if you're going to the doctor to get diagnosed for something, make sure you get a second opinion because you don't want to be misdiagnosed and taking the wrong medication. Also, you have to be careful with your mental health and also seek community so that way you have a base that will support you. So for the months of January, May, December. And for the birthdays adding up to a 4, that could be the 31st, the 40th, the 49th birthday, etc.
Okay, Goldie Lee said thank you. And Gunson says they're born July 15th, 1994.
Okay. All right. We have a lot of sixes in here. So
Yeah,
for our
yeah.
sixes, I will definitely say make sure that you're checking out with your lung area, your nose area, your heart, your blood. Make sure those areas of your health is doing well. And also pay attention to January, February, April, August, and any of those birthdays adding up to a 6.
Okay, two more. Here, this one is J. McDonald, April 10th. Then I have one. Then I have one more.
Okay, no problem. All right, so for our number ones, definitely make sure you're checking out your eyes. It can be a range of things, whether it's nearsightedness, farsightedness, or having a sensitivity to bright light. Make sure you're checking out your cardiovascular system. Make sure you're checking out your respiratory system, so your nose, throat, lungs, and pay attention to the months of January, May, December, and those birthdays adding up to a 1.
Excellent, excellent. And not Kaylee, not Kaylee. September 4th.
All right, for our number fours, make sure you have that base of support, because you may end up having emotional disorders, or you may be misdiagnosed. So get that second opinion as well. So pay attention to the months of January, May, December, and then all the birthdays adding up to a number 4.
Okay. Vanni, I gotta tell you, I've enjoyed this. And I'm going to get in the practice of going from left to right, breathing one way, breathing out another way. The up and down, I got that. The blinking, I got that too. That's not a problem. Um, it's interesting. I start in January the power series. Each month I do a power series, and in April I'm going to do something on the power and the benefit of health. I might have you join me too. Seriously.
Oh, that
That
would be
will
great.
be very, very good. And I hope y'all paid attention. This was very enjoyable. And yes, the readings are closed. And McDonald said thank you. Tiffany said thank you. And in January, she did have a health challenge with a delivery. And in fact, she was born on January the 31st. Isn't that interesting? So the baby will be 1 year old in about another
Oh,
month and a half. Rara says, thank you so much. Um, this is nice. Ricky the Reactor said thank you. He is born on March the 27th. So let's do Ricky the Reactor and then that's it.
okay, absolutely. So with our number nines, we have to make sure they pay attention to any signs of a fever, and make sure that they take their time, because number nines, we're prone to accidents. So please take your time, whatever you're doing. Also, pay attention to the months of January, May, July, and October, and any of the birthdays adding up to a 9. So the 27th, 36th, 45th, 54, etc.
Okay, the comments are very flattering. Thank you very much. Oracle says fantastic. Look, she done threw 1,000 hearts up in there. She wasn't joking. Maureen says excellent show. Yakim says thank you for the share. Listen, thank you. Great show. Ricardo, thank you. Great show. I would say everybody can't be wrong. Okay. But I do want to thank you. And of course, BTV says, oh, and it's just interesting about Ricky Reactor. He said he just got into an accident.
Oh, goodness. Yes.
And
I
notice
hope
on
you're
the
okay.
second, but notice on the day it was the second, which is his opposition
Oh,
number.
that's right. That's right. Number 2 is
Yeah,
opposing to number 9. That's right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So be careful, Ricky. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
starting on. Okay, anyway, this is good. This is good. Listen, hold up now. One moment. One moment. Let me get this off. Before we do this, I got to make sure you'll please get in touch with Vanni Scott. She is an iridologist, a holistic health coach, a numerologist, an amazing woman, a great mom. Her site is Vanni at om.com. Okay. Her email is askvanni@vanni@om.com. Her text, guys, this is her number. Notice what I say. I ain't worried about the women. Guys, she said text. Okay. That's what she means. TEXT 240-331-8945. That's all I'm saying, Bonnie, because I know how we guys are. Okay.
Yes, you know, Lloyd, you know.
So other than that, her IG is organic_holistic methods. Her cash app. This is very important. Show her some love. And even when you go to her website and you put in a request, you just put in LWL18 for a 25% discount. That's huge. Some people only giving up 10-15%. You're giving up a quarter of it.
Yep.
But her cash app is $Vanni OM OHM. And just one more thing before we do that is, so for those of you who can see, this is her website. Please go to her website that was mentioned. And also these are some of her services. And Vanni, I want to thank you. This was great. This was great. I mean, all my shows are great to me, but this one I enjoyed because I'm really about health too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I can say. So let me just say this. On Monday, I'm going to have Sharon West. Now, she's great too. Well, listen, I've been striking 100s everybody lately. She is very dynamic. She will be on Monday on the 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. There will be no show on Christmas. I'm going to give everybody a break and let you be at peace and gift giving and all that stuff. But she's going to be on Monday, and she's going to show you what she's made of also. So that would be my guess. And so if you can hang on 1 second, Vanni, so you'll get the last word in for people. I do want to thank everybody very, very much. I enjoyed this. And so all y'all exercise your eyes, please. So this week's show was sponsored by Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimberly. And she has a workshop coming up on the very first day. So we always make our New Year resolutions. But by day 10, 12, 13, we say resolution what? Well, if you take this class on the very first day of the month of the new year, I guarantee you whatever those resolutions will be, she will probably manifest them. She's very, very good at this. This is Manifest on Purpose, but this is her workshop, her vision board workshop. So click at the bottom right of the QR code to just sign up. On the 11th, my brother, King Simon, will be featuring his masterclass. And Simon has just grown in so many ways. It's just amazing. The brother just keeps growing. It's like the never-ending story with him. He's just absolutely amazing. So please, for those of you, please sign up for his course as well. For Nicholas Brooklyn, I got to thank Monique. She is the best. She has been supporting the community in Brooklyn, and people come from all over the place. In fact, in the summer, I was there. Some woman that came from South Africa to come to this store. So that says something. She come that far. So this is at 1396 Fulton Street. They're celebrating 50 years. Also, please pick up Rizza Islam intellectual supplements called intellectualpower.net. You get a 10% discount. The show is also sponsored by Jazz Aphrodite. So get your birthstones. In fact, she has chains and whatnot too, not just the symbols here, but chains, silver and gold. And also on the 11th, she will have a presentation. And so you just go to jazzaphrodite.com to find out that information. And she also has her books available too. I don't think she has too many, but some of the books are now available. But don't forget, Monday, we will have Sharon West, who is great. By the way, it's so interesting. Seemed like I just got December up in here, but December's almost a wrap. But the monthly newsletters are absolutely free. Okay, all you got to do is just go to Live with Lloyd. You go to Linktree/Numbers in You or Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. We do not sell your mailing list. We don't do that. For those of you who don't want to read it, you can hear our report that Ms. Kimberly and I do each month. We've done this December makes 12 consecutive months, and then we're going to start from January all the way through the end of next year too. But it's very, very fun. For those of you also, we did a more extended piece on the year of 2025, breaking down the months of January through December, what cities, what signs, what countries are likely to be in the news. So that is getting a lot of play. So for those of you, please check those out. And then on January the 21st, when the moon is in Aquarius, because we go into Aquarius on January the 19th, I being in Aquarius on January the 21st, I will start the first of 12 series. And one of the series, I'm starting it off. So how you can determine your cycles. So when you heard Vanni do what she did today about these months and whatnot, I will show you exactly how she did it. Although we ain't going to tell you all our secrets because you got to be in the house to do that. All right. So we want you to join. Just click on the QR code, sign up for them. And then in February, my birthday month officially, we will be doing a numerology workshop to teach you how to do this, in fact, to become a professional. And then in April, my third love, other than numerology, astrology, is palmistry. And I'll tell you how to look at the power of the hand. So click on these QR codes if you want to join. I am glad to say my Star 8 app is up and running. Okay. It was hacked about a month ago. So if a lot of you have problems, if you still have problems, just uninstall and reinstall. If you should have a problem, just go to support at astar8.com. Support SUPPORT at astar8.com. And you will have developers on the other end ready to resolve your problems. But it is back up and running. I checked this morning with the developers, so everything should be great. So without further ado, I do want to thank everybody. And Vanni, you'll get the last word. Okay.
Absolutely. Everyone, please take care of your health. Health is wealth. Protest with your dollars if you can. You have to look out for yourself because these companies are not looking out for you. But once again, contact me at Vanni at Ohm. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. And don't forget, LWL18 is the code for 25% off from now until December 31st.
And this is for consultation services, iridology services, and everything.
That is correct.
All right. So if y'all want to save some money, you know, there's discounts, everything, but this is nice. Vanni, I can't thank you enough. I gotta admit, this is impressive interview. I have impressive one, but this one, you know, and I like health because that's all we got at the end of the day. So thank you very, very much. And you take good care of yourself and all the best. And tell your sisters and your daughter I said hi, although I don't know them, but at least they know how to support family. Okay.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
definitely into that. All right. So everybody, I want to thank you. I definitely want to thank Vanni, Scott, my guest, and I thank you also. So all of you have a great, great weekend. And as you see, I will have a special guest on Monday. She will be doing numerology. She is good. She is good. Well, I'm partial to all my guests. So, I mean, I don't know what y'all want from me, but she is good. Okay. So, everybody, I want y'all to have a blessed day. Y'all take it easy. Much love to you. Have a great weekend and be safe. All righty. Bye.